You're listening to Chick Chatter on 101.1 The Fam. You can find 101.1 The Fam on the Odyssey app.
Instagram.
And you can find us on YouTube.
Welcome to Chick Chatter. What is happening?
Girl.
I know it's a long week already, but come on now. Shake it off.
Shake it.
So, what's going on, y'all? Did y'all watch the Super Bowl?
Yes. It was, I mean, the Eagles was on fire from the beginning.
Oh, my goodness. They did not come to play with the Chiefs. Do you understand me?
At all. At all.
0 games.
Right.
0 games. It was like, let's just go ahead and get it over with right quick, and then y'all can play at the end.
I mean, out the gate, though, the fact that they did not get on the board until the third quarter, and the end of the third quarter,
and crazy. Didn't do nothing else.
Insane. The Chiefs, though,
right?
It was insane because we know the Chiefs is a great team,
right?
They have a great quarterback,
right?
So I didn't even expect it to go like that. I was hoping for a good game. Like they would be back and forth, back and forth, back and forth like that. But they was just on fire.
I feel like Patrick Mahomes was never able to get into a rhythm like he normally is. It's like once they threw him off, he could never get his rhythm going.
He got shook.
Yeah, and they just couldn't rebound from that. And at the end of that game, the way they was looking on that bench like some sad puppies.
They were. Oh, they were. I was like, they were looking like, terrible. Oh my God, what happened?
It was terrible.
Like we got this far.
Did y'all see
in our mind, we thinking you should be excited. You made it to the Super Bowl. You know, athletes don't think like that. No. They want to win. I want to win.
They don't want to be number 2. They want to win.
Exactly. Especially when you get that far.
Exactly. And I'm sure they all had that same goal in mind. It's gonna be a 3-peat. We're gonna be the first team to win 3 Super Bowls back to back. So I'm sure they had all of these things. And I mean, they only lost to one team this season, right? The Bills.
They wouldn't have been the first though, but the first in a many a decade.
No, 3 back to back.
Yeah, a team did that like back in when football first started.
Well, they ain't the way they was putting it out in history. Like other teams won, but not back to back.
Not 3 back to back.
Right. They did. Like I mean, Pittsburgh won, but they ain't won them back to back.
Y'all, I'm letting you know.
But I thought the Patriots
way back in the day. Now I got to get my glass.
Please do. Yeah. I mean, because they kept saying it on the TV. They'll be the first NFL team to win back to back.
They talk about the NFL as we know it now. That is a correct statement. Yes, the NFL.
Oh, that's what we talking about. We talking about the NFL today, right now.
Okay, but I'm thinking, football in general before they got the name of the NFL.
Before they became NFL.
Yeah, they had a team who did it back to back to back. But the NFLs, we know it. We are correct. Yes, they will be the first.
And still get them glasses because you're gonna be needing to look up something.
Cool. Exactly. I don't know why she don't have them on anyway.
It was like, oh well, forget it.
No, I was telling people like, I am 51 years old, yo. This is the first year I have not been to a Super Bowl party or a Super Bowl bar or a Super Bowl cookout, whatever you want to call it. This is
really.
We ain't going nowhere either.
Ever. I was right in this bed watching football.
We was in this house. But let me say this though. This Super Bowl was so black.
You think it was so black?
Baby, listen.
She's talking about that man.
I ain't even talking about Kendrick Lamar, not yet. I'm just talking about Let It Sit opened up with the Lift Every Voice and Sing.
With her singing too.
Then you had what's his name? Jean-Baptiste.
Yeah.
Do the national anthem. Like, I mean, you got a black quarterback that won the Super Bowl. Like, come on now.
Hey, but you in Louisiana, you in New Orleans. So hey.
Get into it.
You got
I was like, this is crazy.
But it was and the HBC in the beginning.
And Southern did the pre-game.
The pre-game.
Oh, Southern, yeah.
They were killing it as usual.
This is nothing like a HBCU band, boy.
It was so good.
It was.
It was so good. And it's so crazy because um the it was a post today talking about like MAGA wants affirmative
Okay.
action. I need to go find it because it's basically it was so black that they didn't understand. We need some diversity within this program. Like what's going on? There wasn't enough diversity for the Super Bowl.
Why would it be? He didn't. The president didn't want that. Doesn't want diversity.
Like, so do you want DEI or no? I'm confused.
I don't think at this point they know what they want.
Exactly.
It's kind of like 1 minute you say one thing, the next minute you say something else. It's everybody.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous because I just read
the irony of it all.
Yeah, I just read something that's I think it was some political figure said this is a DEI half show.
Halftime.
Yeah, halftime show. But this is my thing. Why do people keep thinking that DEI is for blacks only?
Right.
They think anything that gives people
because they just trying to, that's the narrative that they're creating in the media.
Anything that gives people equal rights, they're gonna automatically put us in the forefront.
Right.
That's just because we were the ones that had to fight for it. And it is true that everybody ends up falling under what we have fought for, but it doesn't only benefit us. It benefits a whole lot of other people.
But had to fight, we still fight.
I mean, at the end of the day, black people didn't start that. Women, it was women fighting for rights first. That's what it was.
Right. But we still fighting though.
And then here we come.
Fighting for a long time, long before the women.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about like on a national level, like the women's suffrage. That was way before civil rights. Like they were fighting for women's rights. Just to, I don't want to be up under my husband. I don't want to do that. I won't work too.
But I think that blacks was fighting even before the 1920 women's suffrage. I think that we've been fighting. We've just been fighting
since we got here.
Since we got here, like even with emancipation, the Emancipation Proclamation was 1865. We were fighting then just for black people to not even be in slavery. And then once we got out of slavery, we were fighting just to be able to be seen to be property owners, not just be sharecroppers and give all our money away. We've always fought, but we've always brought other people along. I think we are a race of people that we bring everybody along with us, but nobody want us to go along with them.
That's because we have caring hearts.
Naturally.
And we know what it feels
naturally. Because we know what it feels like.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We fight for everybody.
Exactly.
To be whatever. But then when it comes to things like DEI, they say, oh, it's a black thing. Mm-hmm. No, it's not a black thing. Mm-hmm. Why do you think women have these what is it? When they do the breastfeeding, they have those rooms, those places that they can have
nursing rooms.
Yes.
Girl, don't piss me off about that.
Lactation room.
What is going on?
You know how I feel about that, so don't even bring that up.
Listen,
I don't think they need rooms. I think I'm gonna pop my breast out wherever I want to pop it at because my baby is hungry.
Well, that's what happens.
I think that we as a people as a whole make things so shocking. You know what I'm saying? But
that's the American culture thing.
Yeah,
when we went to Europe, they don't do that overseas.
I ain't doing it in the US of A. For sure. My dad used to be pissed off at me.
They have no shame.
I'd be like,
they just do it. Yeah. That's how they are out overseas. Like we went to Europe, it was no.
Yeah, because when I went to the car show on Saturday, while eating lunch, a lady just plopped her boob out and covered it up with the baby.
I would have clapped for her.
Huh?
I would have clapped for her. I was in a restaurant one time and a lady started crying.
Really?
Yeah, she was crying because people like around were like, oh, you hear whispers when they start getting loud. And I politely got up from my table. I thought I told y'all that before. I told you can pop your breasts out wherever you want to pop your breasts out to feed your baby. I don't care about these people around here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna let your baby
always have something to say.
Always.
I'll take it to the funky bathroom. Finna feed my baby right here.
Crazy.
I love breastfeeding. I'm an advocate for popping your boob. Popping my
But what did y'all actually think about Kendrick Lamar's performance or his halftime show? Well, I'm gonna say this.
Go, Neil.
Of course, I didn't catch all of the nuggets like initially. I mean, even when it was finished, I was like, "Oh, that was good." Now today, when I go and I'm reading, online, and they're like pretty much like translating everything, like this was symbolic of this, and this is. I'm like, "Yep, got it, makes sense."
It made you go back and look at it.
I didn't go back and look at it again. I saw bits and pieces, but I was like, okay, don't Kendrick. You all right with me. Like, but I'm like, a lot of people are still upset that it wasn't Lil Wayne, and they feel like it would have been a different show if it was Lil Wayne. But he stood for a cause.
Right.
And I don't think people realize that.
And I think
Even I'm sure they saw it today.
And they won't.
But in a moment, they were expecting to be entertained a different kind of way. But he had something he needed to say. And I'm telling you, he did it like brilliantly.
It was executed, I think,
It was.
I was shocked to see Samuel L. Jackson. However, when I saw him, I was like, oh, so I know it's some spice to this.
Right.
But I did not catch all the nuggets. Like, I just thought it was like, ooh, I like the fact that they had like the way he positioned the flag with all the black people, and then had middle, and then how they divide, like it was together and then it divided. Like, I thought that was cool, but I never thought about it because I know that he's like a person for messages. I just looked at it. I had my own interpretation, but wasn't looking at it from his
right.
You know what I'm
saying?
So
then when you read it,
I was like, oh, what everything that meant. Part right.
Right.
I didn't know, and
even
because
Serena.
I'm not really up on artists, I know songs, but not really like if you was to tell me so is right here, you know what I'm saying? Like certain artists. So I didn't know who that was, and Charlie kept asking,
"Who is getting feedback?"
Huh?
We're getting feedback in your thing now.
Okay, is it still?
It might be loud.
Okay. So, like I didn't know who that girl was in the burgundy that was singing with him.
SZA.
So that's, I didn't know who that was.
You know the song though,
right? I knew the song. So
okay.
I was like, oh, okay. So that's who sings that, but I couldn't put a name with it. Right. But then I heard when she did some, I said, oh, that was with Black Panther.
Right. Right. And I didn't understand the whole Serena reference until today either.
Yeah, neither did I.
So, but
because I didn't know it was a Drake.
Go ahead, Tawana. Right.
Well, I'm gonna go against the grain. It is. That's always who I am. I love I love music. I love the excitement of music. So I wouldn't care if it was Kendrick Lamar, if it was Carrie Underwood, if it was a gospel singer, whoever it was. I was expecting it to be like, oh, we hype. I'm amped. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get that. And then the bell bottoms threw me off.
Oh God, yes,
bell bottom. Right. And then it was like, I would say two things. I knew he was trying to put out a message, but once the bell bottoms, I just couldn't get past it. So I knew Samuel Jackson, you were supposed to be Uncle Sam, so I knew that was something. And then just everybody had on red, white, and blue. I caught that. Yeah, but like Nell said, it just flew past my head. I was waiting to really be over, and for him to say they're not like us, and okay, go on back to the football game. But then once I went on social media and people who were really into him and his music, and I like his music, and they start breaking it down, I literally had to go back. Like, let me find this. And then it was like, right. You know what I'm saying? So
like, initially,
I didn't enjoy the performance.
Those bell bottoms, though. I was took me out. I said, I think they're a little too tight.
They were tight. They were tight.
They ain't our
Being
bell
able
bottoms.
to see his print, I guess. But I
can
don't
wear
think I
them.
wanted to see his print with them bell bottoms like that.
Oh, not print. What?
I'm gonna wear it. I
Thank
can
you.
wear them. We can wear them there. They girl
Thank you
bell
for
bottoms.
listening. We're gonna come back. We will be right back. You are listening to Chick Chatter. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, and the Odyssey app. We'll be right back.